Good evening, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Edie Lewis, and this week I am doing my review on Edgar Allen Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher, and the copy that I have is from Steampunk Poe, which is an illustrated book by, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, Zdenko Basic and Manuel Subarek. First part I'm a little unsure about, but that second name, I think I pronounced it correctly. Anyway, good evening. So, let's get started with tonight's review. I'm doing, of course, like I said, The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allen Poe. This story was published in 1839, not 1939. Not the year The Wizard of Oz and Count of the Baskervilles came out. And Son of Frankenstein. This is a Gothic horror and kind of a psychological horror. It deals a lot with madness. This story, just like the last story I had done, which was a novella by Henry James, Turn of the Screw, which you might want to check out that video. Also has an unknown narrator. This time it's a man. And the unknown narrator is coming to visit his childhood friend, Roderick Usher. He received a letter from him inviting him. He hasn't seen him for years. So when he sees him, he's very, very surprised. Which I'll tell you why in a moment. I have my notes down here, by the way. So, when our narrator arrives at the house, he notices that the house has this thin crack that starts from the roof all the way down. And the house is very dreary, very dark, gloomy, typical Gothic house. And he enters in to see his friend, but it is met by the doctor. And the doctor tries to warn him about his condition and stuff, and tries to tell him what he can, which isn't much. Most of the information we get comes from Roderick Usher. And it's some sort of mental illness. We have no idea what it's called because they don't give a name, but it's affecting him both physically and mentally. And his sister, Madeline, who we only see briefly, like, walking through the room at one point, she's almost like a ghost, she suffers from it too, but according to her brother, I'm trying to cut all my ums out, but I'm not having a very good time of it right now. She suffers from about the same thing as he does, except for she suffers cataleptic fits. So her body becomes really rigid and in fixed positions. She becomes kind of dead-like. So she suffers from catalepsy. Roderick is very depressed, and the narrator tries all he can to help him. He reads with him. He talks about his paintings, which are very strange paintings. And also, he has Roderick, play some of his music on the guitar, and one of them is a poem, a song. He sings the song, but it's also a poem called The Haunted Palace, which kind of reflects very much the tones and moods of the house. And as he's staying there with his friend, we learn that Roderick believes that the house is alive, and that every part of it, like, somehow the house is a living thing. And so we assume that's attributed to his madness, but soon afterwards we learn that Madeline has died, and he wants to inter her body in the family crypt for a couple of weeks before finally entombing her officially. And after that, some very strange things start happening. The two friends become very agitated at each other. Tensions are high. They read this legend about the slaying of a dragon at one point, trying to lift Roderick's spirits, but things have just gotten increasingly worse. And then we start getting closer to the climax of the story, and other little details I don't want to tell you because you really should go read the book. well, it's not a book, it's a short story, but you can find it in most books, but you can find it definitely in this one, which has beautiful illustrations, I will say. And if you like steampunk, you should enjoy this book. There's also a Steampunk Frankenstein, which I don't have, and it has illustrations throughout, too. This movie, I am going to talk about a movie. This story is one of Poe's greatest and most famous. It has been made into several films, TV, and major motion pictures. Probably the most famous is the Vincent Price film from 1960 called House of Usher. Although the cover does say The Fall of, it's usually just called House of Usher. This is the first Roger Corman Edgar Allen Poe film, especially first one with Vincent Price, and it was a major hit. It was a low budget production like many of Roger Corman's, but this one they kind of went all out, and it was a roaring success. I think I will probably review this movie at a later date, but I just wanted to mention it, and there is 2 other versions that I've seen of it. One of them was a Here TV version. It had very little to do with the novel, or the short story. I keep calling it a novel. And there's this one, I don't know what year it's from, and it's a modern one where the friend is a girl, and it has a twist ending to it. She comes to see her friend, Roger Usher, and there's a creepy housekeeper, it's very Mrs. Danvers, if you've read Rebecca. And it's just all up creepy, and I don't want to give it away, but it's got a kind of a disturbing twist ending to it. But, check out House of Usher. Oh, there was one thing I forgot. Madeline and Roger Usher are twins, but they don't look like twins, because I do believe in the story Roger looks older than her, I think. I don't think they're twins in the movie, though. I haven't watched this movie for years. I just recently got it, for Christmas. So, I'm getting ready to watch it, I think tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's when I'll be watching it, so. So, check out, Steampunk Poe, The Fall of the House of Usher. There's other Poe stories in this book. I'm not reviewing this book, but this is my physical representation. Please like and comment, subscribe. You can find me on Wattpad under E.D. Lewis or Gothic Jockstrap. Still an inside joke, so don't judge me on that. And I'm still working on my book. My book is nearing completion, and then I'll go into the editing process. And hopefully we can look for publishing. I have a publisher already in mind, so hopefully that'll go off without a hitch. And I will let you guys know when that's available. I'm hoping for digital and print form, but it may only get digital. I don't know. Only time will tell. So, thank you for watching, and comment, subscribe, like, tell me what you think. If you've read the story, please give me your opinions. If you want to analyze it, you just want to praise it, you just want to talk about your favorite parts, you know, it's up to you. So, thanks. Have a good night.